Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Come my brother, come my sister, let us work hand in hand to build this nation of ours. We must do it because we want a better Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique for our children and children. And they will do the rest. They will innovate. They will create. They will develop. They will transform. They will do what they have to do. But we have a responsibility to develop this place. I want to welcome you wherever you are to the Dynamic Hour, another opportunity that you and I have to engage meaningfully. Let's talk about our country, and not just in a negative light. We were thought that tearing down, criticizing, complaining, grinding and groaning is the norm. We were taught that instead of you saying to someone, you look good today, the first thing you say to them, your hair is this, or your belly is this, or your foot is this, or your, in other words, that is what we were cultured into. I remember meeting on 2 occasions a senior person within government. And every time that person meets me, she will say, well, your belly this, your food this, your clothes this, and then I turn around and I say to her, do you realize I have not, up to this point, tell you anything about your this or your that? Because I am thinking positively. I am progressive in my thinking, because that is where the battle lies, in the mind. And I spoke to you at length in the past about the battle of the mind. And that is what we must seek to change, to transform. And it is difficult, very difficult, to unlearn. It is easy to give you information, to indoctrinate you, and to graft you into what that person wants you to be or to become. But when you become conscious-minded, when you become reasonable in your thinking, right, it is a point that we all strive for. So sometimes you have to unlearn some people. You have to take out certain things from them, from their thoughts and everything like that, and put stuff in there that would transform them. So again, I say we could do it. We have it in us. We want a better Grenada. Yes, the NNP supporters will forever complain, will forever criticize, will forever moan and groan. That will not change. It is a part of their DNA. they have been cultured into being a part of the complaining industry. They're not about solutions. They're not about transformation and so on. It is like these people, who say they believe in God and they trust God, and He will do X and He will do Y for them. And look, we know the power of God and we believe in God. But there is this particular individual who got sick, and she prayed and she prayed because she believed in God. And the doctor came. She pushed the doctor aside. She continued to pray and pray and pray. Another friend came and gave her some stuff. She said, no, it's not going to work. She believed in God, right? Then two other people came, another doctor, another person came. She pushed them aside. And then she got really ill and she died. And when she reached before God now, and she started to blame Him, well, you are a healer. You raised the dead. You did all those things, right? Why didn't you heal me? Why didn't you transform me? Why didn't you make me better? He said, but I send the doctor, the first doctor, you push the doctor aside. I send other people to come and help you. You push them aside. I send a third doctor, a second doctor, but you push them aside because the mindset, the belief is that God will come down from heaven and help this woman to get well and make her well. That is what she believed, not understanding that He sent all these people to help her. And that's the situation we face in Grenada. The mindset, getting control of the mind. There are some people who believe it's all about criticism. Just criticize, tear down, mash up things, try to create anarchy and chaos. And there are some people who believe that. And they believe that is the norm. But we have shifted. There's a new paradigm shift where Grenadians want good for Grenadians. Grenadians want to see the community transformed. They want to see their neighbors in a better place. They want good for you because they experience the Keith Mitchell era, or era, sorry, not era, era, E-R-A, era, right? Era is E-R-R-O-R, difference, right? So the Keith Mitchell era, they experience that. And they want something new. They want something transformative. They want Grenada to develop in such a way that we all can benefit. So it's the mind, controlling the mindset and changing the mindset, not just controlling, but changing the mindset. And it will take a lot of effort and time to change the mindset of our people. Because change in itself is a very difficult pill to swallow, a very difficult thing to accept. When you're accustomed doing the same old, it is a very tough thing, right? You say to a person, well, you're boiling leaves, herbs, right? Leaves that you want to get for tea. You say to the person, well, don't boil it, draw it, hot the water, and place the leaves in it, and it will draw the good stuff from it. They say no. They are accustomed boiling it for many, many years, right? You say to a person, look, more colorful your plate is it's healthier it will be. And the person said, no, they are accustomed eating rice and bakanek or rice and chicken. And the belly full, full, full. But when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to benefits, not much. Maybe protein, a little fat, carbohydrate, a whole pile of starch. You understand the point. But if you explain to them further and you show them the benefits, it will take some time. It will take some time. It's hard work. Hard work to get people to that place. It is tough. I could tell you that. It's not easy. But we need that transformation in the mind, the mindset of our people. There are some people who believe every morning, because they were badly beaten in the last general election, they believe that every morning they must call the Plead Your Cause program on WeFM and bad talk the government or criticize the government or paint the government in a bad light. They believe so, and they believe that they are actually reaching people. They believe that they are changing people, that they're getting people to support their party. That is how silly this thing has become. And mind you, they have been doing that for the last 11 months. But here it is. Before the last 11 months, they were calling that very same program every morning, speaking highly about the NNP and trying to convince people to support that party. But still, when the election came, they lost miserably from 15 seats. They were, cut down to size to about 6 seats. But now it's 5. But I'm saying all of this, they still believe what they are doing is a good thing. They still believe they're connecting and reaching people. But I told you, in the lead up to the last general election, they were speaking to the converted. They were speaking to their people who already made up their mind. But when it comes to the undecided, when it comes to the people who want good for Grenada, they were not connecting with them. And it's the same thing today. It is the same thing today. The people who are undecided, the people who are in the middle, they prefer to listen to Kem Jones when he speaks about all the positive things that are happening in the country than to listen to the Sheldon Scott, the KB, or the Carl Caton, or the Plead Your Cause. That is the reality. Because their numbers continue to go down and my numbers continue to go up. Because Grenadians want good for Grenada. And let me tell you this. The power of the people in the diaspora in shaping, in guiding this country and the direction this country will go is very, very powerful. You see, when the folks in the diaspora understand, appreciate what is happening here, it will transcend, it will have a ripple effect on the people right here, because we are connected in many, many different ways. We speak every day. We message every day. We chit-chat online and so on every day. You send remittances. You send barrels. You send clothing. You send food stuff and all these different things. So there is a tight relationship forged with family members and friends in the diaspora. And you communicate quite frequently. So once you have a great appreciation, because many a times you know what's going on long before your family members here in Grenada. Believe that, because you follow stuff. You get to know stuff quickly. You're always on the go. You're living in many instances a developed country. So things are at your fingertip, right? So your influence is very, very, very important, because the NNP historically used to focus heavily on the diaspora, getting information out there to come in. But they failed. They did a miserable job in the last couple of years. The diaspora gave up on the NNP because they get to know what was happening from your humble servant, Kem Jones, for the many years, giving them the information, and they come to that place where they don't want to see the NNP anymore. Right? But that is what they used to do from outside in. Because if you influence those in the diaspora, they can easily influence the people here, and they will be more willing to do so. And that is politics, anyhow you look at it. Right? And I understand this thing to a T. But folks, I want to ask you this question. Not 1 year. Should I say 1 year? Yes. It would be 1 year. Yeah. 1 year ago, what was your mindset? What were you doing 1 year ago? June the 1st last year. What was the conversation you were having? Because remember, it was only 22 more days to go before the election. You ever thought that the NDC was so organized, so grounded that they would win the election? Or were you thinking that it would come close? 7 seats, 7, 8, or 6, 9? What were you doing during that time? Were you picking up the phones and calling because it was nomination day? If I can recall, June the 1st, nomination day, I think, stand to be corrected, but I think it was nomination day. 20-something days to go. What were you doing? What were the whole mind doing and thinking? All right? Were you nervous? Were you concerned? Were you, all about the place, trying to convince people? Were you picking up the phone and calling and campaigning behind the scenes? What were you doing then? Were you all like this, happy, excited? Your expectation was high? Tell me. I will love to know. I would love to know. What were you doing then? Some people underestimate that victory of 2022, Some people underestimate what the NDC was able to do on June 23rd, 2022. You're talking about an NNP who won all 15 seats in 2013. And in 2018, all 15 seats. NDC had 0. In fact, NDC was not even the legitimate opposition during that period of time. They were just considered an opposition party. And to come from that position to victory, this is not an easy feat. Some people call this thing a miracle, There were pundits and commentators who call this victory a miracle. Yes, they never thought that this thing was going to happen. But the people behind the scenes, the people who were working overtime, and that is why I give credit to the people in the diaspora who work their tail out on the phone, on the social media platforms. You did a fantastic job, and some people do not understand the role you played. Well, at least Kem Jones knows, and I fully appreciate the role that you played in the last general election. Hence the reason I always appeal to you, I always thank you, I always express appreciation, deep appreciation to you, because I know the role you played. And I know the role that the foot soldiers of the NDC played, who go knocking doors, who go there campaigning. I know the role that you played. And I also know the role that people behind the scenes who gave money and resources so that things will go smoothly in the field so that we can get things done. It was not easy, but the little that you gave really caused that outcome. I know many a times you do stuff behind the scenes. You don't want to be mentioned. You don't want people to know your business. You know, there are people who would come to Grenada, them and, well, maybe, husband and wife. And the husband might be giving me, let's say, a 50 US or a 200 EC, just as an example, or 100 EC. And that person will not give me in front of his wife. No, he doesn't want her to know his business. And there are situations where the wife would not give me in front of him. You understand the point? So there are people who are very private. There are people who gave and supported, and they don't want people to know their business. They are not the type who would come out there and say, call me name, and I want you to call me name. And no. They do this for country. They want Grenada to be transformed. So, look, 1 year ago, I could tell you I was very, very confident. Because when you do the work, you have nothing to fear. I remember speaking to folks who won their seats. Because, they came by and they spoke. And I said, my conclusion is that you are actually speaking as though you're running to come second. I said, I cannot afford to come second. I was not in the front line. But I said to them, I cannot afford to come second. I would not be able to walk in St. George's. I will not be able to face the people who made all the sacrifice to reach to this point. I just can't afford to do it. I said, we are going in this to win. And that is the kind of attitude that we must have. Right? But I'm saying, folks, it was not easy to come to this point. There were a lot of people who never ever believed that the NDC could have won the election. And today, you listen to some of them and you say, what? You're telling me? A gentleman yesterday drove down Hillsborough Street. And, he's beating his chest. He's a big NDC now, and he like this and he like that, and he, And I reminded him. I said, you remember just before the election, you were campaigning, you were big for NNP, you and your family. He became somewhat quiet and ashamed somewhat. And then I said to him, well, I'm happy for you because he's on contract and NDC did not send him home, right? Because he played the game and these guys, they know how to suck up and how to, they could be a good Lizard, right? That would transform easily. I'm telling you, there could be a good Crebo, that kind of thing. So I said to him, I remember, we were out there and bad NNP. So a lot of these people, they voted for NNP. Don't fool yourself. They voted for NNP, a lot of them. But NDC won, they jump on the bandwagon and they playing as though they X and they Y. In fact, I went up to St. John and, 3 people said to me, Kem Jones, but I'm glad. They're glad they vote for Kirin and they're glad they vote for the NDC. I say, you damn lie. Just so. I say, you lie. I said to them, they lie because the numbers do not reflect that. It's amazing. But that is what you would find, right? But when you know you're in this with everything, I put everything on the line. And a lot of people did that because we really wanted change in the country. So 1 year ago, I would really love to hear from you. I'll open up the line in a while. But let me tell you this. 1 year ago, let me look here. We did this program, or I did this program 1 year ago, exactly on June the 1st.
Boy, I cannot take no more. Enough is enough. And what you doing to the poor man? Enough is enough. Hey, you sell out enough, give up enough, take away enough, throw away enough. I say to the youths of Grenada, tomorrow is not the same. Get yourself a some education. This country needs people with brain. Show respect to your friends and elders and encourage them just the same to make the best decision to help this nation achieve its need for a change. And by chance, if we work together, by the grace of God, we'll achieve the amount of faith needed to move mountain is small as a mustard seed. So on that day of decision, just keep faith in God and believe, and He will deliver us from evil and the hands of our enemies. Just because enough is enough, I can't take no more. Enough is enough of what you're doing to the poor man. Enough is enough. You take away enough, you give away enough, you sell out enough, you give up enough. Enough is enough. Well, I cannot take no more. Enough is enough of what you're doing to the poor man. Enough is enough. You take away enough, you give away enough, you sell out enough, you give up enough. Enough is enough. How you voting? When you voting? 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 How you voting? We voting again, whether sun or rain. We can't stand this strain, fed up and deep in. We voting again, whether sun or rain. We can't stand this strain, fed up and deep in. If you're looking for a change, want this country rearrange, you want to see this country rise, fed up here poor people cry. Join the line from in the morning, don't care how long you wait. Do it for your children's children, I'm sure they'll appreciate. Time to move on, time to move on. How you voting? When you voting? How you voting? When you voting?
Yes, that's a very powerful song there. Again, I want to welcome you to the Eagle's Eye Talk Show, and I want to encourage my friends on Facebook, as usual, share the live. When you share the live, you give others the opportunity to be a part of the conversation. I want to start off by saying today is nomination day. So all the candidates for all the parties will be nominated today. So they need a number of people to go in and nominate them. So today is nomination day. Normally, it would be a kind of jubilant, party kind of vibes, celebration kind of vibes for some, right? So you can expect that in different constituencies. But we wish all the NDC candidates the best. Go there, get nominated, continue doing the work that you must do, and that is focusing on the voters list, canvassing the voters list. That is where all emphasis must be. Remember, there is a new list out, and in some constituencies, 500-600 people got registered from 2018 to now. That's quite a lot, right? So you have to go out there, identify the people on the list, speak to them, get from them whether or not they're going to support you, and what are some of their expectations, what they want to see in their constituency or in their community.
So you have to engage them. You have to engage them, right? I want to again say to all of Grenada, the NNP is now taking the plans and programs that the NDC has been speaking about on their platform and now making people believe that it came from the NNP. But what is good, they are being exposed every single day. Because on the issue of pension, for example, and by now you may have seen it on the issue of pension, because that's something that you need to look at carefully as the biggest issue for most people in Grenada. Excuse me, the issue of pension. You have to listen to what Keith Mitchell and the NNP is proposing. What they are now proposing is all outstanding pension payments to workers who retired long before 2022 will start receiving their payments through a phased approach based on national cash flow. So you have to underline through a phased approach based on national cash flow. Indirectly, what Keith Mitchell is saying, the people who retired before 2022 will not get their pension and their gratuity. In other words, that is exactly what he is implying. Because Keith Mitchell and the NNP, they don't want to pay the pension and the gratuity. So they're playing games where that is concerned. All you need to do is to read it for yourself. All outstanding pension payments to workers who retired long before 2022, and mind you, most of the pensioners who are alive now, they actually retired before 2022. And Keith Mitchell knows that. He calculated that. And as a result, he's saying, well, you will start receiving your payments through a phased process, a phased approach, right? Or through a phased approach based on national cash flow. So in other words, if the government, if NNP gets back into power, they will then say, well, we don't have the money to pay. We have cash flow problems. Excuse me, I'm still under the weather here, folks. They would reference the IMF, because they're going to bring in the IMF, the World Bank, how much special committee to come out and say, well, they don't have the money to pay the people who retire. So you're looking at an NNP who wants to go back into power to really make the pensioners see real trouble to get their money. That is exactly what it is. Because in that publication from the NNP, they're actually saying they will not pay. They will not pay the pension and they will not pay the gratuity, which is really sad. But I expected that. I'm not surprised. I have been telling you that from day one, right?
How you voting? When you voting? How you voting? When you voting?
Right, so folks, that's just a little piece of 1 year ago when I did that program there. Just a little piece, but I want to hear from you. All right, I just decided to play a little piece, a little throwback, a little reflection, because don't make people fool you. It was not easy to come from nothing to 9 seats in the parliament and now 10, right? And form the government. It was not easy. And if anybody give you the impression that it was easy, it means that they did not, they don't know politics and they did not understand what it took to defeat Keith Mitchell and the NNP over the many, many, many years. It was not easy. And that is why I thank all the people who worked extremely hard to defeat Keith Mitchell and the NNP. You did a marvelous job. And some people are there knowing, you're listening to me right now, and you know the amount of things that you have done. But you're not out there making noise. You're not out there screaming aloud. You just love to see what the government is doing. You love to see the transformation that's taking place. And I say to you, take a bow. Take a bow. Because you were never in this for something except you wanted to see Grenada in the right hands. That's with the NDC and this young team of men and women who are patriotic, who really want to see Grenada move forward. Take a bow. Folks, I want to hear from you. Call me. The number is 415-4817. 415-4817. Call me. Tell me what you are doing on June the 1st, 2022. Tell me how you felt. It was nomination day. What you are doing behind the scenes. Were you calling your friends, your family, encouraging them to go there and vote? Encouraging them to get their friends and their colleagues to vote? Were you threatening some of them to say if you went vote for the NDC, no barrels for you, no clothes, no money, no nothing for you? And if you went vote for the NDC, I ain't talking to you. What were you doing behind the scenes? Were you out there in the field with the candidates? Were you encouraging them? Call me up. I would love to hear from you. Were you nervous? Were you somewhat frightened because you had just 20-something more days to go? 20-something more days to go. It was what, about 22 more days to go? What were you thinking? Your mindset, your mood, call me. The number is 415-4817, 415-4817. Give me a buzz. I would love to hear from you. What would you 1 year ago? I'm a student of history. I love to look back and then move forward. Let's talk. Tell me, what were you doing? Let's take the first caller. All right. Good morning, caller.
Hi, Ken. This is Vicky. Yes. Now, so I was on the phone calling my niece and my nephew. Do not vote for NNP. Otherwise, you don't get no barrel. You don't get nothing from me anymore. Do not vote for NNP. I was on the phone. No, so thank you, Ken.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you very much. Yes, I know you had a lot of people doing that. A lot of people actually on the phone, working the phones. All right. Good morning.
Morning, Ken. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm good. Boy, at that time, my heart was in my hand. Trust me. You play this tape there, Ken, and you bring back all sorts of memory. My heart at that morning was in my hand. And I tell you something, my biggest concern was the electoral office. I was terrified I was terrified. I was so terrified that friends of mine say to me, girl, a woman like you that believe in God, you're fearful. I was terrified because I just felt that they would do whatever they had to do in this office there for we to lose this election. But Ken, that election is a divine intervention, and I mean, God really saw that we were going through a lot, and I thank God that we are here today. I thank you because I have not even given you a thank. Ken, you all have done so much thing behind the scene there. Ken, you great. You're a good guy. And I mean, you really wanted the government to change. We the majority of Grenadians want them to change, and I thank God today we are changed and we are better for it. Ken, and I mean, I just loving it. I love the government. I love what they're doing. We are happy. The country and all the atmosphere is enjoy.
Yeah.
And we are doing. They're doing a great job.
Fully agree.
You know, Ken. One of the things before I leave. You know that this government has shown we Grenadian people what good governing is, what good government is. We always wanted to have a good government. We look at the other countries and so on, and islands, and we see that the government was there for the people. But no, boy, we have we know what is a good government. So when the election come again, we also will able to know. And I tell you, this time around, we beating them bad this time around.
Beautiful.
Ken, God, good day, and God bless you.
Plenty love. Yes. Yeah. Relics next time around. Yes. Good morning. Good morning, Kola.
Good morning, Kim.
Hey, how you doing?
I did with them boy as usual.
All right.
Yeah, no, but I was very confident with the going in. I didn't have no problem at all. And I personally didn't frighten, I didn't fear anything. Because I personally know we was going in, we would have get there. And thank God we inside, and we have to stay inside and maintain, and we have to do the right thing to stay in there, and we have to help the government because it's a good team and I love them.
Beautiful.
So, okay, my boy.
Plenty love. Right. Yes. All right. Again, the number 4. Well, you would have to, if you overseas, 1473, then 415-4817. All right. Let's take that call here. Good morning. Good morning, caller.
Yes, hi, good morning, Kim.
Good morning.
The election taught and showed the world that we Grenadians are a resilient people. Just imagine, from nothing to 9, this shows resilient. A small country and other countries, they take note of it, that this young leader, corporate leader, take his country and his people and win that election. This is called resilience, from nothing to something. Thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah, fully agree. All right, fully agree. And the sacrifice the Honorable Deacon Mitchell and his team made, because remember, these people were very, very successful in whatever they were doing, and they came forward and put everything on the line to save this country. Some people underestimate that too. They didn't have to come and enter politics. No. Good morning, Kola.
Hi, good morning, Kim.
Good morning.
This time, a year ago, I was with my daughter telling her, listen, get me a ticket. I have to go there to vote because I know NDC is going to win election.
Nice. So you're already registered? Hello? All right. Right, so you're already registered, so you decided to come back and vote. That's nice. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Master Kim.
Good morning.
Blessed morning to you. I just want to say on the 1st of June, 2022, there were a lot of nerves, but a few of us went and stood with Senator Lacrette in the Lions Den up here.
Beautiful.
And it was excellent. We stood. There were so many that came with the doctor, But
Yes.
just a few of us stood with Senator Lacrette, and we stood and we held his hand, and it was a really awesome day for us in Northwest.
Beautiful.
So I just want to say thank you to you. Thank you for all those who worked so hard, and thank you to the NDC. And we're moving forward.
Nice. Fully agree. Good morning, Kola.
Hi, good morning, teacher Kim. How you doing? What? Boy, I can't explain how I was feeling that morning, Like if you juke me blood running, the tongue coming down.
Yeah, because the minute
then I get a phone.
Yeah,
then
the
I
minute
get a
time,
phone call.
the minute time you reach nomination day, that is when you really know the thing coming in truth.
So, what? People they cut me blood running that morning, But I hear me granddaughter give me a phone call. She say, Auntie Glenda, I'm going to school today. I say, why? She say, I'm going and help me people register. I say, what? That going to be she false vote. What? My granddaughter is mad, My granddaughter begging NDC supporters to support NDC. I eyeline. I could laugh now, but it was tension first. So tension in the over. Hear what I remember? Oh God, I can't take another 5 years and 9 Bye bye, darling.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the uniqueness of this whole situation, huh? So folks, this morning call 415-4817. 415-4817. This morning call that number. 415-4817. Don't call the other number. Call this number 415-4817. Yeah, it was very tense. Some people underestimate that. It was very, very tense. Believe me, it was tense. Good morning. Good morning, caller. Hello.
Yes, Kev.
Hey, how you doing?
Morning.
Morning.
I'm doing good, boy. I remember calling you, say, Kev, how we looking? And all my friends telling me, girl, 15, broom again for all. I said, never. You can't take that. I said, we going down to this time.
Yes.
I call my friend. I said, come, let me get this thing going. Look for that name. Call my niece. I said, there's a stop. She tell her, I said, listen, you know that's all done with you.
Yes.
Call up boss and one night for Andy because you know that time they pulling all the police and Andy. Call my brother and say, oh, Andy, look at you. Girl, there ain't nothing on Andy. And when I see Andy come out in the live with the hand up, I said, that's it.
Yes.
And when I see the cup going, I said, that is my horse in the race. And I never lose faith. I had 15 jerseys every day away. We got that one this time.
Yes.
We gave them 15 years. 15 years for the 15 million.
Yes. Plenty love. All right. Yeah, it was very tense for a lot of people, huh? Because you see, we were coming up against NNP with the resources, with all the connections. I mean, the business people generally, they were pro NNP. And everywhere you go. And there was a need to encourage people to say to them, we are going to win. Believe that we are going to win. We're going to work for it, but first believe that it is possible. We could do it. Everywhere I went, I say the same thing. Do not give in. Do not give up. We are going to win. But let's work. Let's do the work. And once you do the work, on election night, you don't have to panic. I remember when I left St. John on the western side, and I come down when I reach in Boucherjou on election day, coming down, polls closed, and I took my camera and I start recording Keith Mitchell and the two black vehicles and so on in the yard in Boucherjou, by the playing field there where his office was. And I started joking, laughing, and giggling. I said, look at the loser, he's in there. He will be defeated, because I knew the minute time the polls close and the NNP is not excited, they're not this, they're not that. I knew, and I started calling around. And then I realized the NDC won the election, even before. But, you have to be safe and sure. So I came home, and me and a couple of those guys who were with me out there in the field in different places, doing what they had to do. It was not no big set of public grand show, strategically, tactically in some constituencies. And we were here, chilling, following the results coming in and so on. And they could tell you there was a particular point that I got cold, totally cold. Because I said to myself, but wait, why this is not coming in the St. David results? Why South was not coming in? I was concerned, right? Because I knew those seats were actually marked out as victory seats up front. Good morning.
Good morning, Kim. Kim, Wester Hall.
Yes.
Kim, at one time, I couldn't even stay in my house. Well, when telling you, one Sunday morning, I know how to go to church, and the thing is in the evening. Kim, I can't wait. I in church, I biting fingernail. I want to go.
All
Kim,
rally.
But
all meeting.
What all meeting we had today? But Kim, I'm admonishing people now, go and get registered. Go and get your ID. Everything quiet now. Don't wait on the last for them to running like chicken without head. Go and get all your ID now and register quick, early. The work have to continue. God bless you, son.
All right.
Love you.
Nice. Yes. So it was not because I was like, why? You know, just saying that. So sometimes you have to kind of reflect on what we've been through. It was not easy from nomination day to that election day, because remember, the election could be won or lost from nomination day to election day based on what you do. And the NDC was only getting better and better and better every single day from then. Good morning. Hello. 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 Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Ken.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, good morning, Ken. Hello, good morning, Ken.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm
Good
hearing
morning,
you.
Ken.
Go ahead. Go ahead. We're hearing you.
As a foot soldier.
Yes. Ignore the radio.
Yeah. I say as a foot soldier, we work hard.
Yes.
And I give thanks for you and all the trusted lieutenants. Man, we're just doing mobilizing, encouraging, instilling confidence in people that it is doable. We could do it. Man, I couldn't cry. But we did work. We did work. And I'm sorry that we couldn't deliver the tongue. As a result of certain things, which I might tell you that. I might tell you that sometimes. But that's okay.
All right.
But we did the work.
Plenty love.
We did the work. And we continue to do. All right?
All right.
So
Great.
give thanks in all things.
Of
all
course.
Right. Bye-bye.
Fully agree. Yes. And look, I could tell you that when nomination day came, people get to that point and they say, now, and folks, call 415-4817, that number. Call 415-4817, call 415-4817, that number, instead of the other number. All right? So call that number. Good morning. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Kim.
Yeah, how you doing?
How are you this morning?
I'm good, man.
Hello?
I'm good. I'm fine, thanks.
Okay. Kim, I was not worried because I knew that we was going to win the election. I called Andal and I told Andal that, don't worry, we're going to win. He said, but you sure? I said, yes, we're going to win the election. I said, but do not keep any meeting anywhere where Kit had meeting for us. And we're going to come home with 15 seats. But they didn't listen to me. They went to golf after Kit, and they went in St. David's after Kit. And that is how come he get the 6 seats. Otherwise, you not get nothing. So I wasn't worried, but I was, kind of concerned.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Again, the number 415-4817. 415-4817. Yeah, so from nomination day to, right, so folks call 415-4817, 1473, 415-4817. That is better. Call that number, right? So call 415-4817, not the 420-6677 number. All right? So call the 415 number. Folks, I can tell you, a lot of people did a lot of work on the phone, walking the phone, calling their families, calling their friends, calling their everything, saying, hey, you need to go there and vote. And that is why on election day, our people voted very, very early. By the time 11, 12 o'clock, our people already voted. And then there was a lull, there was a dead point until about 3 o'clock. And between 3 and 5, again, our working people, some of our people went and vote. Yep. Our people voted very, very, very early. And that was key. Very, very key, because there's a point in time when the NNP start to use this kind of go slow strategy in the polling stations on election day. So they heeded the call, our people heeded the call to go there early and vote. And when the evening time, our people start trickling in again, trickle in the polling stations and so on, and right? But we did a remarkable job. We did a really good job, and we need to continue growing the base and growing our support throughout the country, because that's important. That's very, very important. So, as you reflect on 1 year ago, and as we come towards the full 1 year, because remember, on the 23rd will be what day? Let me get it for you. 23rd, is that, would it be a Friday? When the elections are Thursday or Friday? 23rd of June. 23rd of June would be, let me just take that call first. 23rd of June. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Ken. How you doing, man?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Man, I'm great. But in the case of anything and everything, I have to thank you 100% for winning that election.
The people did a wonderful job.
Man,
here.
you the greatest. You the greatest, man. Trust me. If it wasn't for your influence, it wouldn't happen. So, man, take care and be good. Okay?
All right.
Yeah.
It was an all hands on deck approach. It was not just me, all hands on deck, the people. So I thank you there, but all hands on deck. People we did a wonderful job. Not me, I don't really take credit for this. We all did. Good morning, Kola.
Good morning, my brother, and how are you?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm what you just said. As a matter of fact, I wanted to say that the work has just begun anyway. We cannot lay back and be complacent. We got to continue that work and as you just said, grow the base.
Yeah.
And we'll be there for a while. We'll be there for a while. Don't worry about it.
Fully
and you're doing, as I've always said, and will continue to say, you're doing a wonderful job. Just continue, my brother.
Thanks. Blessings, Flo. Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning, Kola.
Good morning, Cam.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good too,
Yes. I'm sitting here and it's like the excitement coming back all over again. I remember my friend and they're doing footwork in St. John's, and she called me up and she said, look, you have a big family, but we don't see your family coming out at all. We don't see them coming out in no meetings. We don't know, where they're at. And I said, listen, I go take care of all of that.
Yes,
I go take care of that, I said, don't worry about it. I send them money, all who say they didn't have transportation to go and register. I take care of all of that already. I said, I've been talking to them. I said, because I know my family was a very strong hold when it come for NNP. And I had to break it down to them. And I said, look, you guys are the same place, not going anywhere. I said, remember when I was going in school and I wanted that scholarship? I said, when that lady in the office said to me, you can't get that scholarship because your mother don't voting for NNP. I said, that break me. I said, but God allow it. I left Grenada and I traveled to Canada. I was able to go to school, do everything that I wanted to do. And God blessed me and I gave back and I told her, I said, this is what we're going to do. I started saying, hey, how we can help St. John's and how we can help St. Max. She said, we need help with transportation because NNP taking up all the buses and stuff. I said, listen, don't worry about that. Get private transportation. We go raise money, we go send. And Kim, I'm getting excited here all over again because it was real. I'm telling you, I couldn't come home. I wasn't registered. I wanted to come to vote, but I wasn't registered and I didn't have the time to register, but I'm going to make sure this time I get it done. I've never voted in Grenada before. This time I'm going to get it done. My kids are of age to vote. They're going to get it done too. And we're going to be coming to vote in the next election too.
Beautiful. Love that. That's the idea. That's the idea, man. Good morning. Good morning, Kola.
Yes, good morning, Kim.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yes, okay. I'm sorry to say that I have already given up on Grenada politics, but I said I was not going to come back to Grenada. But I remember that my sister left here and she was boots on the ground and she called me and she told me things is looking very good. So then she introduced me to your program because I never heard about your program. Right. So I did listen to your talk show and then I started to follow up your talk show and then I realized, oh, things is really looking good, But Kim, I really want to, I'm so amazed to see the progress that have been made by the NDC, government. just in the transformation, just in the short time, less than 1 year. You know, Ken, I really want to say congratulations, you know, with thumbs up to the NDC government for, you know, for such a good job. And Ken, congratulations also to you for such a terrific job that you are doing, you know, on your talk show, informing the public about the plain truth, what is happening in the Grenada. And, you know, and kudos to you, Ken. You have been doing such a marvelous job. You know, for example, I heard that the NNP leader was saying, you know, they lost 22 million, you know, in grants. And next day, an NNP follower saying they didn't lose it, but they had it on hold. So which one is lying? Which one is speaking the truth? You know, Kim, kudos to what you are doing. And I think that if this NDC was in government for the past 22 years, all the $250 million that had been going down in drain, Grenada would have been just like Singapore, maybe just like better than Antigua. So let us say kudos, you know, to the NDC for such a good job in such a short time. Thank you,
Thank
Ken.
you. Plenty love. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Indeed. Thank you very much. Yes. And look, I say to people, just give this young team that opportunity to govern Grenada at least for 3 to 4 terms, 15 to 20 years. Just give them that opportunity and you will see what Grenada will become. Look at what we already saw in the last 11 months. Good morning, Koala.
Hi, morning, man.
Yeah, good
Hey,
morning.
Cam, I'm so excited. Yeah, morning. I'm so excited. Hey, I got in the but I do I call my son. I call my candidate in my area, and I tell them I cannot come to vote, but I will get a vehicle. So I rent a vehicle for my son to drive to take people to vote.
Yes.
So I was excited that I'm making sure that
What constituency?
next election.
What constituency that was?
December 16th.
Oh, beautiful.
December 16th.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm making sure that I come next time to vote.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, a friend called me this morning and tell me that, you know, listen to Master Call and them and the election go happen on the Zoom because the Prime Minister making a set of shit. I was like, I started laughing. I say that you're listening to the wrong radio station. You don't know what's going on. Serious. You really don't know what's going on in Grenada.
Yeah.
Trust me. So there are a lot of them is left in the dark, man. They don't understand that this is it. I mean, all NMP doing it to make fool of themselves, you know.
Yeah.
So I happy with what's going on, man. Yeah, I'm not home, but I'm following up, and I'm happy with what's going on, man.
Plenty love.
So you have a good day, man.
Same to you.
All right.
And folks, you see how important it is that we continue with the information and letting people know what is happening and the good things that the government is doing, because the NNP historically, they have always communicated with the folks in the diaspora with all kinds of negative things and lies and misinformation. They did that between 2008 and 2013. This time around, they are not able to do it and get away with it because I am here and I communicate with thousands and thousands of people out there in the diaspora. So I am able to change the narrative and change the view from outside in. That's important. Very, very important. And also, Junior George, who has always been very independent, very fair, and very balanced, he has always been communicating that genuine message out there that Grenada is back and speaking to the good things that are happening here. Junior George, he's doing an excellent job. And Speak Out Unfiltered, Kim the King and his team, they're doing an excellent job too. And a number of other people. So we have to keep doing what we are doing, because I know that the election is generally influenced from outside in. Very, very important. And once the people in the diaspora are updated and they know what's going down, once they're abreast with what's happening, we're good to go, because they're able to communicate, because they communicate with their family members and friends quite frequently on a daily basis. So if they know what's going down, they'll be able to communicate the same. Because, you know, some people don't have time to listen to all programs, right? So it's very, very important to connect with them. I'm happy to hear that. Let us continue doing what we are doing. We are marching on to 1 year. So we have 22 more days before 1 year. And you know there's a number of things planned for that anniversary. And I will abreast you as I get the information from time to time. I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful day. Where we pass our time to wrap up, I want to thank all the folks who called in and shared the stories and, you know, just looking back at some of the things that transpired. I want to thank you sincerely. Have a wonderful day.
The proceeding